E165. E165 was a quarter in the temporary colony of Talcher Thermal by the train tracks. I used to wake up somewhere between 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. every day to our quarter being gently jolted by whistling trains like fireworks, improperly made. I used to wonder how it does not succumb to tripping over from the overburdening of dreams. So my family consisted of just 3 people, Mama, Baba and me. By the time I grew up, I was ready to exorcise the demons of my own nightmares from sleepless beds. I saw them lesser and lesser with every passing day. I realized that we were all just looking for a place to breathe, and homes were the exact opposite of morgues. Love letters, the exact opposite of obituaries, and a double-sized bed for the 3 of us, the exact opposite of tombstones. And we were all just looking for a place to breathe. 2000. I still remember the old township in Paradeep before 1999 super cyclone washed most of it away. I can see Ajit from the grocery store, I can see Ritu from the shop outside the temple, just swimming in the water on the streets, facing the skies. I remember being envious of them because they were allowed outside and I was not, and I did not know how to swim. It took me some 10 years to learn that they died in the cyclone, and those were their dead bodies floating. Addresses stop making sense when roads forget where they diverge. Aid came for the state of Odisha, but hey, tell that to the 50,000 who died. 2010. I have been living here in Talcher Thermal for 10 years now, for a decade. For my parents, it seems like Throwback Thursday. For me, these years meant wiping water off the table of my childhood crush in Standard 4 with a monkey cap. Bad idea. These years meant being told that we should write letters to our grandma who did not know how to read. These years meant watching and reading. These years meant lying about watching and reading Harry Potter because we could not afford them yet. These years meant buying greeting cards for the entire class out of our own pocket money on New Year's Eve. These years meant short cropped hair in tuition classes. These years meant being told that we are nothing more than our grades. These years meant watching Mama and Baba properly only on Sundays. That address still serves as my permanent address because that was as close as I ever came to being home. 2016. I have stayed away from home in Bhubaneswar for 6 years now. I've come to learn that home is just a word. Like utopia or unicorn or Pokemon. Just a word, not real. I fooled around the concept of fighting my way out of blizzards with both eyes closed. But it is not a fair fight when you hand me a gun and don't tell me who to shoot, so I shoot my way around in hopes that these bullet holes would carve a way for sunlight to creep in. We hold degrees in our fist like gasoline before burning the place down. We all wanted to light up the whole world, but probably grew too tired of metaphors. I have been tired of shaving my head, mourning the loss of friends, lovers, and family so often that now it is impossible to distinguish the blotches on the blade between blood and rust. 2018. I stand here in Bangalore, waiting for God to arrive as family in between a grand central scheme of somehows and maybes. I have been learning that our DNA is of more unlearning than evolving. I'm learning what it means to be human. Every lunch, I fold origami to make sure that I know that my heart could fit inside my palm. We all keep writing, reciting, performing, repeating the same poems in hopes that these poems would somehow be love notes that we could never write to ourselves. In between these clicks and claps and oohs and ahs, someone would seem like love notes that we could never write to ourselves. Someone would listen, someone would understand. We drag through these crowds what we call a body, but we end up turning our flesh upside down to check if we still bleed. So tell me tonight, what does home mean? Is it someone sleeping next to you, measuring their palms against yours in a dimly lit room in Bangalore? What does home mean? Is it your dog, your child staring into your eyes to steal stories that you would only tell deleted voice notes or shattered mirrors? What does home mean? Is it leaving a house? Do not run into your lover's smell in the cupboard. The lover who left last month. What does home mean? Is it leaving a house? Do not run into your dog's fur in the sofa, the dog who died in November. What does home mean? Is it leaving a house that will forget your stench like frented lovers? What does home mean? Is it leaving a house? Do not run into ghosts of everything we left behind. Is it leaving a house? Do not run into love songs that you and I would never remember.